Welcome fam, FPV Pickles here. Just trying to shake it up, trying to do a different style of video. This is a new video. I'm trying to turn a new page, a new leaf if you will, start a new chapter. I've been in FPV 2.5 years, and I am a plebe. I've been flying exclusively analog because I'm a broke ass. But, you know, we do what we can. I'm a weekend warrior, balling on a budget, if you will. So, we do what we can. I want to start this video with talking about my first FPV quad. This is my Diatone Roma. Let's start from the beginning, right? So, I learned the stupid way, right? So, I started with older stuff. I started with RC cars or your typical like RC planes, moved up to collective pitch 3D helis. And it became quite clear right away that I was too broke to stick with Spectrum. You know, the Apple of the RC world, right? We're balling on a budget, and like so many other things in the world, it would have been nice to find something open source, something much more flexible. So, actually, my gateway drug into FPV was actually Edge TX.
What's up 90%er? Coxoxonoxo.
So my first controller was actually a Zorro, and this one has the 4-in-1 module in it, because all of the protocols supported by the 4-in-1 project actually covered a lot of the protocols I was already messing with. Eventually, I ended up moving on to getting myself my Diatone Roma. So this is the Diatone Roma. It's the F5, the V2 version. And I've done a little bit of mods to it, right? We got a custom tasteless livery. And I've done some 3D prints, tried different colors. I've ended up settling on the Stormtrooper color scheme. And then I have ELRS in it now, but that's not how it started, right? So, at the time, this started with binge watching a lot of Joshua Bardwell.
And she butter churns that hot dog.
And I got to the point where I felt comfortable in pulling the trigger on my own FPV kit. So, I ended up buying this thing as a plug and play. And I figured what I would plug in was literally a plug and play built to go FreeSky RXXR. And, because I was a Bardwell sheep and made it sound like ELRS was pretty scary, so I didn't want to go down that route. As you may already know, and what I learned the hard way, is FrSky sucks. So what happened was this guy came equipped with the Access protocol, which none of the 4-in-1 module or any of that even supported anyway. So what I ended up having to do was I found this bootleg firmware that I was able to roll back to that involved having to make a custom lead with a servo plug on one end and the receiver's plug on the other end, and then having to put it on my controller and then have to upload it via plugging it in the back of these JR pins and all that. Terrible. Absolutely terrible. But we got through that. We got it bound and it was working. And the next hurdle for me was to learn Betaflight. And in learning Betaflight, I did so in the worst way possible as well. I did the number one worst thing you could do, and that's the instant I got it out of the box, I decided that I would just plug this puppy in and put the newest firmware on. It was probably like 4.3 something, if that says anything to you. And so, without backing it up, I did the firmware update, and then I was dumb enough to click no on custom defaults. And so, I completely ended up with the newest firmware, but an absolutely blank flight controller that didn't even know where its own USB port was. And so, I had to learn the process of actually understanding how DFU works, and then having to chase down various firmwares. I was able to locate a dump file that somebody had luckily posted on a forum, and I was able to get it back up and going, and then I had to configure it all custom from scratch from there. I could have gotten help, but I'm stubborn like that.
Stop it. Get some help.
When you learn the hard way, you fucking learn, I guess. Anyway, so I finally got it together. I got it configured, And I got my camera wired up, so I actually have the weird version, right? Of course, I'm a glutton for punishment, so I also have the Hero 10 Bones. But that is bound to a button on my controller, and that works nicely, and I'm happy with it for now. Anyway, finally all got it back together. We got everything working. I got it up in the air. It was beautiful. I actually started flying line of sight, and eventually I got my first pair of goggles. These POSs, they worked, but they didn't have any DVR or anything. But unfortunately, it wasn't all unicorns and rainbows from there because, well, Free Sky does Free Sky shit. And that's when I finally ended up actually upgrading to ELRS. Finally got my big boy pants on, and things have been much better ever since. Soon after that, I got into tiny whoops, learned about the 90%ers, and I ended up later on building my first DIY 5-inch, and that brings us to today, right? So I have loved this thing. I do have quite a bit of history with this thing, but it is, as you can tell by our 2450 kV, this is a 4S quad, and I just haven't charged any 4S packs in a long time. I don't really fly this thing much, and quite frankly, I think it'll look better as wall art than in my fleet. So the time has come to finally retire it, and I'm just going to, because I'm a broke ass yet again, I'm going to scavenge all the parts that I can out of it to build a new quad, because I have all these FPV quads. I also have a Mavic, and I think it would round everything out for me to also have a Cine Whoop. We're going to build the new Cine Whoop, and yes, I'm going to continue to use my GoPro bones, and we're going to take it from there. But before we do that, I want to take this time to give this thing one last hurrah, have a good time, and we'll just fucking send it for the last time on 4S and see how she rips. Alright, here we are. I'm not sure what you call the opposite of a maiden voyage, but this is what this is. The final flight of the Roma F5. Here we go. Hopefully I don't break the few parts I do want to hold on to. Anyway.
No smoking in the house. No smoking in the house. There's no smoking in the house. So would you please put it out? Check it out. Yo, I'm an animal nobody knows about, like a lemur that might wild the fuck out and kick you in the femur. Your girl said she a dreamer. I told her closest she gon' get to that rock and roll fame is this Cleveland steamer. Urban Dictionary that your bitch is very fat, on this dick is where she at. And to think you thought she was a church girl, well she just gave her hotel information to my merch girl. Comfort in room 703, old school, no card, just a regular key. Most of America ain't checking for me, cause even my dumb shit is too much for them intellectually. So I'm unappreciated like a bass solo, K-solo, or a porn star's face photo. Get out of Kansas and visit some other states, Toto. Start following Drake's motto or stay so-so. Yeah, I was rhyming on a track way back when your mother's hymen was intact. Yo, you probably shouldn't rap cause your words are whack. You need to find yourself a Cyrano de Bergerac, or maybe you need to give up. You repeatedly suck, you in the league of a duck. You a measly schmuck. If you was speedily struck by a GMC truck, I wouldn't give one flying 16th of a fuck. Nada. As far as new rappers, I don't like none of them. I could single-handedly dismantle every one of them. I make fun of them and give zero fucks. I hate whoever you like, I think your hero sucks. I send them a old-fashioned fuck you like middle fingers, thrown up by little old ladies with brittle fingers, deadly like them little stingers on top of a scorpion, or being at an appointment with Dr. Kevorkian. I make the best poker player drop his accordion, make the best poker player stop with the tournaments and switch to nickel slots at the Orleans. You wanna fuck with me, you best cop a DeLorean and go back in time and find the first time my young mind was inclined to rhyme and feed it cyanide. And I know this is a rhyme, not a diatribe, but you are inscribed on the list of people I am not inspired by. I rap considerably well, so if you're considered hot, then consider me hell. I've been cracked for a while like the Liberty Bell. You're a story of regret people bitterly tell. You've done nothing cool, you're a fucking fool. You're an example of the failure of the American public school. Yo, I will whoop your small fry ass and then I'll mount you on my mantle like a wall-eyed bass. But honestly, I want peace like like Gandhi's dream. But when I see these whack rappers, I get oddly mean. If I see him on my screen, I'll probably scream. It makes me want to turn the game to a zombie scene. Legs sweep them till they topple like a Ponzi scheme. I mix the old and the new, I'm a Fonzie meme. I'm a dubstep
Last
version of the Cosby theme.
pack.
My iPhone 6 case that's Bing Crosby themed. A cross between Nas and Gene Krupa. My team super user Oompa Loompa, who's sweeter than a Chupa Chup, bruh. Know what you should do, bruh? Go to Islamabad, stand in a promenade and scream, Muhammad's not a god. Aw, aren't you cute? Kneeling in the desert in that orange jumpsuit. I'll probably see you next when we're in hell. I'll be selling portable fans. Holler if you need an extra Duracell, cause I'ma sell those too. I'll be the reason hell's hot and that hell froze too. Give a fuck who you know or who the hell knows you. You got the type of face people put elbows through, with no strings attached like a Velcro shoe. Or how Run DMC wore the shell toe shoe. When I rap, I'll take it back to when it felt so new. With loads of hot goo, I will pelt your boo. It goes shot, shot, shot like Mario Lemieux. Middle of the nipple and an areola too. Prepare to roll a few when my album leak and make like a falcon beak atop a mountain peak. The chirp so Alvin speaks, my voice projects in an old school way, like overheads and goes overheads. Well, of course, over your heads where my lyricism's going. When your head level's so low, it appears that you're limboing, never tiptoeing. I'm a book that's ripped open. The lettering is blotchy with burn holes from smoking. You say no regrets, I say you must be joking. I squandered a lot, so now I ponder a lot. Like that opportunity could have surely paid off. Could have been big in the biz like Irving Azoff. Get away with more loot than Bernie Madoff. Dolphin face plates, I'd be eating birthday cake off. But I ain't trying to let them guys in suits walk all over me like Thai masseuses. Cause Hollywood is full of rich fat old dudes pointing at their trophy wives like I met that bitch at Whole Foods. They say things like let's be in touch and get nothing but the finger like when lesbians touch. I don't walk around town as a pedestrian much. I don't place value on trophies lesbians clutch. Not a bat of the eyes at the Academy Prize. The hype's horse shit, the flattery's lies. So if your mic's cordless, I hope the battery dies. It's that type of performance I badly despise. Tell a critic write a song, tell a blogger to perform it live. They'd have better luck playing Frogger on the 405. You don't stand on any ground on which to base judgments, or stand underground as if you judge basements. Your lists make these rappers conceited, high up in the ranks when they should be unseated. They overrated like French fries at In-N-Out, or some other shit that I don't give a fucking shit about. You bloody marks are all snark. I can see you sipping Cuddy Sark in a golf cart. So meet me at the hipster bar and have a pickleback shot. I fucked your sister in the car back when Nickelback was hot. Back with me and Arms, we'll just kick it at the spot with the 40 ounce of Mickeys and a nickel sack of pot. But it's different now in certain kinds of ways, except that we still be blurting lines for days and stepping out of that purple kind of haze. Only thing changed is the phrase no smoking in the house. No smoking in the house. No smoking in the house. Please put it out, please put it out, da doubt, da doubt. Y'all little like Ford Fiats. Every track we drop a Basquiat's, you biatch.